right, you guys. Welcome, tribe. We are here tonight. We have a special show for you guys tonight. We have an interview. My cameras, of course, want to act stupid. We have some special guests with us tonight. We have the Duncans from Love and Marriage DC. We have been reviewing the show and following the show from day one, and I am so appreciative that they have agreed to come and do an interview with me tonight. We're going to have a great conversation. My mods are here. Y'all know what to do. Please hit the like button as you guys come in. I know we're starting a few minutes early, but they were here, and I want to be respectful of everybody's time. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you so much for the super chat, Cub Star. I appreciate you coming in the door like that. Mwah. And we're going to bring them up without further ado. Hello.
Hey y'all,
what's up,
girl? Let me tell you something. I just did a freestyle to your intro. I said, she don't know I'm over here killing it with this
intro. Let's do it.
Hey,
people talk about they like, man, I be grooving to that intro. I'm like,
it's right like that. It's like
shout out to my boy JoJo, Josiah's World. He put that intro together for me. So shout out to JoJo.
Did great.
Yes. So how you guys doing tonight?
We doing good.
Yeah,
we doing so good. I think I'm sorry, I was telling you earlier, but my voice, I'm just getting my voice back. I lost my voice last week, like I couldn't talk. And then he told me about the interview. I was like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? I'm not gonna do it. And so God did his big one on me. And he was like, I'm gonna give you a little bit so you can give them a little bit. But
I appreciate it because I was doing my review last week and I have a lot of questions just with a lot of stuff. And I was saying in my review last week, I said, I just want to talk to them because I am just confused. I feel like they're not getting the opportunity to say what they need to say. And your husband reached out to me and said, listen, I was looking at your review. I appreciate what you said. My wife is, she's on the social media fast, so she's not going to see it if you reach out to her. And I was like, well, look at God, because I wouldn't have known that. So it all happened. It all linked up. And so I appreciate that. And I'm ready. My first question I want to start is tell us about you. What are we not getting? Like, are you guys native Washingtonians? Like, let's start from the beginning and let's get some background on the
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask
you. Let her talk.
No, she was about to end us, but she was about to end us. But let me ask you a question.
You don't know. You just met this lady. You don't know how she.
I've been watching her. You
don't know, but I know you though. So just let people finish.
Okay.
Please.
Oh my gosh, this is y'all funny. Okay, go ahead.
Do you know anything about us? Anything at all?
I'm gonna be honest. All I know about you all is what I have learned on the show. Now I know the group Mambo Sauce because I'm DC. I'm born and bred. So to be honest with you, if you go back to my first review when they first introduced you guys for season 2, way back, that was a year ago now. And when they said Mambo, I was like, I literally like went back and I was looking for pictures of Joy because I watched Ready to Love, and it never came up. And I never knew the connection. I never knew the connection.
Can I do this? Can I do something real quick, baby? Just let me do something real quick. So I feel like I may get emotional during this interview because this is the first interview that we've done since the second half has started. I haven't wanted to do any interviews. I really want it to be removed from all of it because for me right now, it just looks like it's a SHIT. I don't know if I can curse show.
You can curse. Listen, you can curse.
It just looks like it is a shit show, right? And our lives are not like that. And so when you said y'all first was introduced to the show, it immediately stung me a little bit because we were never introduced to the show.
Can I piggyback?
Go ahead.
All right. So, question. In 2016, you remember, since you're a Washingtonian and it went beyond DC, but do you remember where a man proposed to a woman at 11 o'clock and then he surprised her with a wedding at 6 o'clock and it went viral?
Was this on New Year? Did this happen on like New Year's Eve or something?
Well, it happened October the 1st.
I'm not sure. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not sure. You said 2006 this happened?
2016. So the story is called Forever Duncan. You can go look it up. You know, I surprised my wife. I proposed to my wife at 11 o'clock. I surprised my wife with a wedding at 6 o'clock. I planned the entire thing. It went viral, over 100 million views. We was on Good Morning America. We was on Inside Edition, TD Jakes, Creflo Dollar,
Essence.
We were flown out to LA.
A lot of people in the chat remember. I'm putting it up on the screen. A lot of people in the chat remember.
We was on every news channel in this area. We was on radio.
Just blame it on the Jack Daniels that I don't remember. Just blame it on.
It's cool. We were flown out to LA because we signed with a production company that was a subsidiary of Lionsgate. They were pitching us for a reality show. This was before reality shows about weddings came out. You know, so we were pitched to OWN. All of that. OWN was like, they're not doing any wedding things or whatever during that time. Marriage. Since then, we were quote unquote, they were trying to call us professional relationship experts, and we were on panels.
Hold on real quick. Let me rewind back real quick, because I understand how you get so excited when you talk about the story, but I need to make sure that we really put in the details so that Really B is your name. We weren't properly introduced, but Really B is what I'm going to call you. Is that what we call you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Really B you don't know. So the day that my husband surprised me with a wedding, he had everything laid out for me. He had my hair, my nails, my makeup. He got my dress made for me. He picked the venue. There were over 300 people at our wedding. I knew nothing about this wedding. Before we got married, we practiced. We lived together. We had lived together from 2014 up until he decided he was on tour. My husband used to be in a band called Soldier. Before we got married, my husband went on tour, and he went on tour for about 3 or 4 months. And so he was gone all over the world, right? So all we could do was talk. So when one day he called me, he was like, baby, I know you've been wanting to go to premarital class at the church, because we went to Zion. He's like, I know you've been telling me you want to go to premarital class, and God been telling you that we need to practice abstinence. He was like, well, God didn't tell me that back then, but since I'm on tour, I feel like when I come back, we should practice abstinence. This was at the end of 2015. And so when he came back from tour, he came back at like a week before New Year's of 2016. Of course, we smashed as much as we could, because we knew in January 2016 that we wouldn't be smashing anymore, and we lived together, so that was going to be hard. We had already, I already knew what he was giving, and he knew what I was giving. So to take that out of the relationship was a lot, right? And so he came back. We practiced celibacy. I can't remember. Well, we stopped having sex from January 1st, 2016 until the day that he surprised me with the wedding on October 1st, 2016. Our wedding went completely viral. It went so viral that the person who was doing our branding at the time was like, y'all need to write books, because I had always wanted to write.
Let me just say this one thing. It went so viral. Hold on, I just want to say this one thing. It went so viral.
Wait a minute.
That I stopped. I had to leave my job. That's how viral it went, that we had so many opportunities that I couldn't go back to work.
We normally pregame before we do interviews, because my husband gets so excited and he loves to cut people off. And I told him, you got to let women finish their thought, because,
All right, finish your thought.
Okay. So we wrote books, right? And then when we wrote books, our books sold like crazy. We both became authors in 2017, at the end of 2016. So we wrote our books, we became authors, and then we went on, like he was saying, people was like, oh, we want you to come to our conferences. So we were getting booked all over the world to come to relationship conferences. But my husband, you felt uncomfortable.
You put me in there?
Now
you tagging me
in? Go ahead, baby.
So they were calling us relationship experts, and we was like, yo, we ain't even been married a year. I don't feel too comfortable with us being called experts. So we was like, how can we, because we do think that we can, give people some information about marriage, because we put in a lot of work before we got married. So we was like, how can we give out this information and don't necessarily look like we're talking down to people? Yeah. So we created a stage play. The stage play is called Views from Forever. We both play older people. She plays an older woman named Sherrell. I play the older man named Alfred. And it shows what our life would be if we didn't put in the work, if we didn't go to premarital class, if we didn't practice celibacy, therapy, all of that stuff. We sold out that play 5 times in the DMV. Pastor Marshall, and I'm not sure if you know Pastor Battle from Zion Church. Both of them are in the play. Like in between scenes, they're giving biblical statements about, you know, what the scene that just occurred. And then we planned on going on tour with the play. We were slated for maybe, I think,
six cities.
Six cities.
It was already planned, but then I got pregnant, and I got pregnant with our daughter Royal, and my pregnancy was really, really strenuous. I got put on bed rest at 4 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we couldn't do the play. However, I was 8 months, and the church asked him, "Can we do the play?" So I end up doing a play at 8 months pregnant here in where were we, in Bowie?
Bowie Performing Arts Center.
Let me tell you something, girl. Let me tell you, this is between me and you. The entire time we were doing the play, I was peeing on myself, pregnant.
Why would you? That wasn't necessary.
The whole time. That lets you know how. That lets you know how much of a soldier I am. How I don't play about our business. How I stand on business, pregnant or not. I peed the entire play, but the audience would never know.
They know now.
Doing my thing, girl.
So long story short, like, yo, we have so much to offer. You know, I'm Grammy nominated. My wife has been 2-time Grammy nominated. My wife has been a fitness trainer for years, have trained over thousands of women.
All over the world.
She does walk and talk. It's just so much that we do.
Somebody in the chat said that. So somebody that follows your walk and talk just said it in the chat.
Hey, girl.
Yeah, and so we do a lot. So I think, you know,
I need to come walk and talk with you. Shoot.
Come on out, girl. We'll have a good time.
And so I think, you know, the way that we were presenting on the show is like those things aren't even
chopped meat, honey.
Yeah, they're not even mentioned. They're not even mentioned. And
none of that. None of that. So let me ask you this: Did any of that ever come up and it was edited out, or you guys were never even? None of that ever was a part of y'all's story on the show.
So, you know, we are assigned producers, right? What I think is that everything was rushed.
Okay.
And the storyline was just trying to be created. And so it was just rushed. We met with our producers every week, and we would talk about what we're doing. Black and I'm gonna be very honest. I see a lot of people saying I look great, and I appreciate that. I thank you so much. I've been working very hard on getting myself back to feeling good about myself and confident. Well, I've always been confident, but just actually feeling good and feeling happiness and joy from within, and not because my husband isn't doing it or not because he is. Doing it. And so when we first started the show, I wasn't in a really good place mentally, right? I was very depressed. I was very, I was 70 pounds heavier when we started the show. We weren't in a great place financially either. You know what I'm saying? We were just trying to figure out what we were going to do and how we were going to move. And we had started to build on, let's bring the play back. And we were also doing couples retreats. So we do couples retreats all over the world as well.
And we facilitate weddings.
So we were in the process of planning a couples retreat. We were trying to tell them, we facilitated 4 couples retreats all over the world with couples that have been married 30 years plus, with couples that are dating, with couples that are engaged. And I'm telling you, if you find any of the couples that have been at our couples retreats, they have been life-changing, completely life-changing. Black and I don't play about love. We don't play about community. We don't play about a covenant. We don't play about relationships. You know what I'm saying? So the way that we told them everything that we do, everything we told them that we were going to do we would do the play for the show because
we was planning on doing the play.
Ashley and Winter.
All of that would have been great for us to see y'all go through that process of auditioning and putting it together and going through rehearsals, and then the culminating could be opening night. We could, and like you said, you were going to incorporate Ashley into to me, that I just felt like this was such a waste. We ain't even got to the mess. And I don't know if you guys, I'm seeing the comments I'm putting up. There are people that are falling in love with you guys just in the 15 minutes we've been talking, you know what I mean? And we've learned more in these 15 minutes about YouTube than we have learned in the whole. It seemed like I feel like it's been 10 years since the show been on, you know?
Exactly.
I think that's a failure again. I'm saying this is me saying it, this not the Duncans, but
No.
I feel like this is a failure of the production company. And one of the things I have said is if Carlos, and I'm saying this, if Carlos brings this show back, he needs a new production company, because whatever is going on with this production company, it's not, they did a disservice to this show, in my opinion. That's me talking.
Yeah, and I tell my husband, like, so for me, I've been telling people, because even everybody that knows us asks us, why are y'all on that show?
Yeah.
Why are y'all doing that show? And everybody, like my parents are like disgusted, right? My parents are disgusted. My brothers and sisters refuse to watch it. They like,
my sister doesn't
watch it. Nobody, none of our family and friends that know us watched the show. And one of my girlfriends came to me and was in tears before the show aired back in January of last year. She was like, Sherrell, I love you so much. She was like, but I don't think that this was good. And even our lawyer, she was like, no, this is not a good look. Y'all don't need to do this. She was like, friends of the show. She was like, these people don't know y'all. Y'all are no friends of no one's show.
Well, let's be clear though.
She did say that.
She did, but let's be clear. At the beginning, they led us to believe that it was a competition. Well, not a competition
between us and the Petties.
But there was going to be a decision who was going to be main cast, was if it was going to be us or if it was going to be the Petties. And we found out through a blog that it was the Petties. Like production or no one called us and told us it was. So, because we were holding out, we was like, man, look, we're not going to film no more.
I stopped filming twice.
But this one time, we was like, look, we're going to stop filming. They was like, look, just come. I'm telling you, the producer, the executive producer is going to be there, you know, and you're going to have your answers on this particular scene. We was like, okay, cool. So we came, and we were supposed to film with the Petties. The Petties didn't show up. So if you search YouTube,
shocking.
So if you search YouTube, you'll see a scene where it's just me and my wife. Now, this is at the beginning of the first half.
I had this real big, huge hair. It wasn't a wig, it was clip-ins. Everybody thought I was wearing wigs, but they were always clip-ins or quick wigs.
So
real big hair that people just
piss them off.
Sorry, baby. Sorry, that spirit jumped up in me.
So that scene, the Petties was supposed to be there. And they weren't, so it was just us. So if you go to OWN, you'll see that scene. But what friend of the show gets, you know, a scene, them two, that early? Like this was like episode 2 or 3, and we just got introduced, and we had our own scene. So that should tell you that, you know, the Petties was supposed to be there, but they decided not to come
at the last minute. So then it was just,
and then after that is when they told us, okay, you guys are going to be friends of the show.
Yeah.
So my question, and you may not know the answer to this, but one of the things that Carlos said, and then we're gonna get back to, but Carlos said when he did his interview with Ashley and Winter, he said that part of the reason why he wanted. I don't want to misrepresent what he said, so let me just say I'm paraphrasing. But part of the reason why he was interested in bringing you guys on was because when he found out the connection between you guys and Joy. So were you guys casted before production found out about that connection, or was that always something that everybody knew that there was some sort of a connection there? Again, we'll get to we'll get to the different versions of the connection, but I mean, was that something production always knew?
I think that because Ashley was already in communication, this is a speculation on my part. Let me just say that this is not a fact, because I like to speak facts. So I'm going to say that this is a speculation on my part because Ashley was already in communication with production, that she told them the background that she knew about Joy and Black, meaning how Joy felt about Black. Ashley also was pitching us before she knew about how Joy felt about Black. We still didn't know. We found this out before we started filming. So there was a boat ride A friend of mine.
Hold up. Before the boat ride, we had Mambo Sauce performed for CNN. CNN came to film us to do Welcome to DC so that they can put it in the front of a new show that they were doing that was similar to the show where the dude goes all around the country and tastes different food. Well, they were rebooting that, and they were going to start in DC. So they asked us to play, and they were going to film us. So Joy, I don't have an issue with Joy. Me and Joy are cool. We're like, I have everything. Hey, how you doing, Joy? See her, give me a hug, all of that type of stuff.
Oh, she said y'all never hugged.
Hold on. So so on this particular day, we performed. This is the first time that my wife is seeing Joy and Joy seeing my wife. I introduced Joy to my wife and everything. Hey, Joy, this is Sherrell. Oh, this is my wife, baby. This is Sherrell.
This is Joy.
Yeah, this is Joy. I think they didn't hug.
Well, I'm not mistaken. Said, hey, how you doing? That was it. Because I didn't, so that was that. All right, fast forward. I think a year later.
No, it wasn't even a year. It didn't even feel like it was a year.
It was a year later.
It was a year later?
Yeah, it was a year later.
Okay.
A year later, a friend of mine called me and was like, hey, she was like, hey, there's a boat ride happening that I'm trying to get Monique on. Ashley and Quick are going to be on it. I can't remember. She said that Jamie and Araina will be on it, and Joy and Clifton will be on it. And I was like, oh, okay. She was like, yeah, we're going to try. I'm going to get you on the boat because that's a good way for you to meet Monique. She wanted me to meet Monique because she kept saying, you and Monique will hit it off. Y'all have kindred spirits. She'll love you. You'll love her. I'm like, okay. So she had a connection with the captain that sailed the boat. And so set it up, everything. The night before we were supposed to get on the boat, I hit Ash up and I said, hey, I'll see you tomorrow. Is there anything that you want me to bring? Mind you, Ashley didn't know. I found out after that text that she didn't even know that we would be on the boat. So I sent her the text. Maybe 10 minutes after I sent her a text, I get a call from my friend saying, you all have been disinvited from the boat because Joy said,
No. She said verbatim. She said, listen, I'm going to tell you what I'm supposed to tell you, and I'm going to tell you what really happened.
Yeah, that's what she said. She said, so what I'm supposed to tell you is that the capacity can't hold two more people on the boat. But since I'm your friend, I'm going to tell you what really happened. What really happened is Joy and Clifton feel like you're a risk and shouldn't be on the boat. And so when she told me that, I'm like, what?
A risk?
I said, what, for COVID? That's what I was thinking, because what's
right.
And what type of riffraff you think me and my husband be going around doing? We chill. We like a good time. You know what I'm saying? So
now, mind you, this is the first glimpse that I'm getting of Joy having an issue with me.
Exactly.
This is the first time I'm seeing this. So that happens, and we like, all right, fuck that boat. You know what I'm saying? We ain't tripping off the boat.
So we end up shooting the podcast. So I text Ash. I said, well, we won't be there because we've been disinvited off the boat. She was like, what? I said, yeah. So I called her and I told her what happened. And she was like, well, I just talked to Joy and I don't know what's going on. So we never really got to the bottom of that, but that's what happened. And so after that, months after that, Ash and Quick had Silvercella.
Yeah.
And so we always go to Silvercella, right? So it's like a big cookout that they do every year at their house. So we went to their house, and of course, you know,
Joy is there.
Araina, a lot of people are there.
Everybody's there. Clifton, Joy, Araina, you know, Quick, all of that. So we go there. There's a whole bunch of people there. But this is the first time now that I'm seeing Joy after the boat thing, you know. So I'm standing about as close as, probably about 2 people away from Joy, like I am to my wife. Joy did not look my way. She didn't speak to me. She did nothing. No, and this is the first time ever that this has happened. This is the first time me and Joy have been in a space and having greeted each other, hugged each other, had a conversation or nothing. So I'm looking at my wife. I'm like, oh shit, like, oh, this is what's going on. And there was talks about us being on the show, just like it was talks of her being on the show. It wasn't even determined yet. We didn't have a conversation or nothing.
Yes, we are from DC. I'm sorry. We are from DC. We were born, raised in DC.
So it wasn't a conversation or nothing. So, you know, I'm like,
you can't hear it. Y'all can't hear it.
So I'm like, oh shit, you know, baby, is this for the show? Like, what's going on?
I told him I don't give a fuck. It's on.
And so that's when I first realized that Joy had a problem.
And let me clear something up.
And that was a year or two before we started filming.
No, that was months before we started filming.
Yeah, you're right.
Your timeline is let me give the timeline so that our story is. We need facts. We don't need guessing, right? Okay. And so, let me clear something up. So real quick. In the last episode, I saw Joy say, we ain't never been friends. He's never said they've been friends. He said that they've had a cordial relationship.
Yeah, I said that in my review. I said that.
He's never said like they were chummy and close. He just said that as a man, he protected her on a tour bus when they were out with men. He never said that they were friends, besties, that they went to each other's house. He never said that. So people like to play words, like to play semantics with words. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That shit is whack. So I just wanted to clear that part up. He never said that they were friends ever. So yeah. So that's how. So that's
how happened even before y'all started filming.
All of this happened before we started filming. So we've been iced out before we even got on the damn show.
Yeah, no bullshit.
Wow. No bullshit. Wow. So somewhere, so if I'm following correctly, about a year or so before anything dealing with the show, y'all saw each other, y'all were cordial, introduced, you know. So I'm kind of jumping ahead, but you said you introduced your wife to Joy in that moment. So that story that Joy told about being there the night that y'all met, is that not?
She wasn't there.
And let me tell you,
was she there? I don't remember.
Hell no, I wasn't. No, but look, let me tell you something.
That's what she. So what she said, and in the chat, y'all get me together. If I'm repeating it wrong, the chat will tell me I'm getting it wrong. But from what I remember in last week's episode, she said in her confession, I believe it was in her confessional, she said that the night she was there, the night that the two of y'all met, y'all were at a show, and when the show was over, he took you home, but he still had a girlfriend at the time, and that was she said that happened. If chat, correct me if I'm wrong, she said that she was there that night, and that y'all met the night it was at a gig or y'all had a show, and you took her home at the end of the night, and you were still with your girlfriend, your ex-girlfriend at the time.
No, I looked at it, you know, of course. So
they said it. Yeah, they saying I got it right. Okay.
So she did say that then.
Okay, well,
that's crazy.
That's super crazy because I don't even know if Joy was in the band when this happened, because Joy is insinuating that me and my wife started dating after the car ride, right? But this is what happened. I went to me and my wife were, because my wife was, you know, she's been doing her thing in the city for a minute as well as I had.
Since I was
right?
18, I'll be 40 this year. So, praise the Lord.
So we were guest judges for, I think it was it a talent show or something?
We were guest judges for a comedy hip hop situation. So a mutual friend of ours invited us both.
And I didn't know, I knew of her, but I didn't know her. You know, I knew of my wife, but I didn't know my wife. So we come to the joint. My man who invited both of us, he got some action at the end of the night, but he brought Sherrell.
He picked me up. So our mutual friend picked me up from my crib because my car was, I can't remember, my car was in a shop or something, but I didn't have my car. So he came to me, he like, Vrella, look, I'm gonna have to ask Black to get you home because I got some pussy. And I'm like, so you mean to tell me you're gonna leave me stranded? And this is before exactly. This is before Uber, Lyft. At the time, I lived in Bowie. We all the way uptown DC. It's at 1:00 in the morning, and he like, look, no, my man Black. I'm like, who? The dude that was just on the thing. I'm like, I don't even know him. You know what I'm saying? So me and him going back and forth, and he like, nah, look, it's good, it's good. He ain't gonna try. This is what he said. He said he ain't gonna try that with you. He got a girl and all that. I said, all right, cool, whatever. And I asked him. I think I remember asking him like, is this girl here? What is going on? Like, I'm totally confused, right? So he was like, no, I'm gonna take you home. You good, whatever. So he took me home. That was it.
That was it. It was
in that car ride. We talked about, because our mutual friend was like, I want y'all to do this more, right? I want y'all to work together more. I love y'all chemistry. So we talked about if we do it, like that would be dope. You know what I'm saying? It'd be dope because he was telling me about Mambo Sauce because I didn't know who he was. He knew who I was. And I was like, that's dope because I had a promotion. I didn't know he.
You knew who I was. You knew my
baby.
You knew my voice. You knew my voice. You knew Mambo Sauce. Did you know Mambo Sauce?
Years, I want you to
know Mambo
You
Sauce?
believe everything that I say, but I don't understand why you don't want to believe this. I'm trying to tell you, I love you so much.
Did you know Mambo Sauce?
But you have to. I knew Mambo Sauce,
That's what
but I didn't know you.
You knew me, so we good. Let's go.
I don't know. Can you just please let that go? Just please let that go, baby. Seriously, because that's ridiculous.
Okay, so
I think you dope as shit, but I need you to really just stop saying that.
Got company. So look,
I took her home. He be going off.
I took her home and it was straight platonic or whatever. I had a girlfriend. I didn't tell my girlfriend because I didn't want any issues. You know what I'm saying? Because it was nothing to have an issue with. So
he was wrong for that.
I was, but I knew that I had someone who was insecure in a sense. You know what I'm saying? And if I would have told her nothing happened, blah, 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 she would have just jumped to conclusions. And I didn't want the headache. So I didn't say anything. This was like,
okay. So then so to be fair, Joy's version of the story has some truth to it, but there was nothing nefarious that night.
Right. But let me also say this. That would have went to the grave with me and her had it not been for our viral wedding. The only reason that Joy knows is because we have told this story about our wedding.
Oh, got it.
Like my ex-girlfriend, the ex-girlfriend never knew. We never had a conversation or issue about it. I never went around telling people because it was just a regular ride home. But when the conversation comes up about how did y'all meet, we say this.
And it's in my book. I wrote about it in my book. Like, it's like,
okay,
my
book is called Joy made it seem like she was there.
No.
I don't even know if I knew Joy at that time. You know, I don't even know if Joy was in Mambo Sauce at that time. It was that early in the game that Joy, I don't even think she was a part of Mambo.
Got it. So let me ask you this question. If I remember correctly, going back to the first half of this season, whatever they call it, part 1, part 2, whatever, Joy said that was her friend, and that's why she feels some kind of way. So was the ex-girlfriend a friend of Joy's?
No. Joy met the ex-girlfriend through me. The ex-girlfriend was my girlfriend in Mambo Sauce. Joy wasn't a part of Mambo Sauce.
Are you sure she wasn't part of Mambo Sauce at that time?
No, listen, I got this.
Okay.
Joy wasn't a part of Mambo Sauce. I was with the ex-girlfriend. When Joy got a part of Mambo Sauce, and the ex-girlfriend was our lawyer, was Mambo Sauce's lawyer. So let's say that we went, to West Virginia. We had Joy, we had Twink, the lawyer, the ex-girlfriend would go. So they started hitting it off like that. You know what I'm saying? But Joy did not know this lady. She was introduced to this lady through me. Joy wouldn't have known her had I not been in a relationship with her.
I'm not confused at what y'all are telling me. I'm confused now with the show part of this because now what I'm thinking, and this is coming from somebody that watches a lot of reality TV. I do my reviews and all of this stuff. I'm going to tell you what it sounds like to me. And again, it's me talking. It's not the Duncans. This is me. Sounds like to me that somebody, I ain't saying no names, was really trying to get Joy on the show. And they know that conflict sells. And this story was inflated for the purposes of a storyline. I'm just telling you what I think. I don't know if that's true, but it's so crazy to me now. Because now I'm listening, and I remember Joy saying that. I remember her saying that was her friend, and that's why she can't be cool with you, Sherrell, because she would feel like she's betraying her friend. But that's what she said. But so now I'm listening, and I'm like, it just doesn't make sense.
None of it does. So when Joy and I met in the first half, right? We met because Irena told me at my event that Joy said that Black was unethical and shady. When Arena told me that thing set me off, right? Mind you, let me rewind a little bit. I told you that I wasn't like mentally in a good place. So I was like ticking time bomb, right? I wasn't like right now, all this shit is laughable to me now, right? Because it's like, I know who my husband is. I know who I am. We've been together for a long time. We'll be married 8 years this year, right? But we've been together for a long time. So whether I was a side chick or not, bitch, you don't think I would have made a book about how I was his side chick and became his wife and capitalized off of that? I've capitalized off of all my trauma in the past. So why wouldn't I capitalize off of being a side chick and then being a wife? So anyway,
she just told y'all she pissed on herself during the stage
exactly
play.
So why wouldn't I be honest about being a side chick and now I'm a whole ass wife? Come on now. Wouldn't I be proud to say that I graduated from the side chick to his wife? So anyway,
I mean, and again at this point, so let's okay. I want to rewind a little bit. Trust me, we're gonna get back to that, because again, this is why I wanted to talk to you guys, because I feel like, and I mean, my platform, I don't have 500,000 subscribers yet, but I feel like I wanted to give you guys a platform to tell your story, because I do feel like it's not being told. And in that last episode, the way that whole thing went down to the cabin, I was just pissed off. I'm being fair and honest. And not because I think you guys are right and they're wrong. I don't know what happened. I don't know whose version of the story is the truth. And honestly, I don't care. But what I don't think is fair, like you said, I don't think it's fair that she gets to put the narrative out and she doesn't have to face you guys, explain it and talk it out. That doesn't mean that y'all walk away being friends. That doesn't mean that y'all walk away with the same version of the story, because sometimes it's just going to be my version, your version, and the truth is somewhere in the middle. But to say that Black was an unethical businessman, to say that you were a side chick, to put these things out there and then not give you guys the respect, in my opinion, the respect of having the conversation, I have a problem with that. Now, I do know that you enjoyed film the scene that didn't really go well. But I that's how I felt at the end of that episode. And when Joy got up and walked out, I was just like, I mean,
she got up and walked out because in that scene, I can't remember if they aired this, but in that scene, she said, you and I can't discuss this. I need to discuss this with Black. I said, I think that would be perfect. I said, I think that you do need to discuss this with Black, because he's totally thrown off by how you feel about him and what you're saying about him. And she said in that scene that she would talk to him. She also told me in that scene, she don't have no problem being around me. She don't have no problem, right? And then I'm here, Joy don't want to film with you. Joy don't want to be around you. I guess after she felt that motherfucking fire after that scene, and she knew I wasn't playing with her, she was probably like, she don't want to be around me, because one thing for sure and two things for certain. Everybody know I don't have not one issue with being transparent. Not one. I have been extremely transparent with my husband about my past, about my transient sexual relationships that I've had in the past, even if he wanted to hear them or not. I've been honest about them. So he knows this. And I told her this in that scene, like, my husband know who I fucked, how I fucked, where I fucked, and all of that.
I don't know.
Well, not how.
Yeah,
but
you keep saying that you gotta take that out.
He knows those things because I'm very honest and upfront with him. And that's what I said. It's probably some stuff that he didn't want to know, but I did tell him, because I don't want to be in the room. Here's the thing, really, B, and this is me being very honest, and my husband knows that that's who I am. We have been in this area for forever, right? I have done business in this area since I was 18 years old. I have done a lot of business in this area. I've also had situationships with people in this area. I had to be honest with him, because it's like, look, we may be in a situation where I may be in the room and it may be somebody that I may have smashed. You know what I'm saying? So here we go. I'm going to just tell you, right? And so me not being honest or me hiding anything is wild to me, because that's not who I am.
And you know what I'm saying? I had to, you know what I'm saying, whip out my paper too and let her know.
You just do too much. I mean, you always got to take it too far.
But listen, though, listen. This is what I would say to what you just said.
I'm
And
sorry, y'all are cracking me
so
up.
bad.
this is for the people. This is for the people that are Team Joy and all of that. I understand why they support her or whatever because they don't know this. And the reason why she doesn't want to meet with me is because she knows this. And she knows that if we have a conversation, there's no way that she can look, well, she probably could, but there's no way she can produce any facts to substantiate her story. There's no way at all. So I think that she doesn't want, and I said this in I said it in the last scene. I said it with the scene when we were at the baseball thing with Clifton. I think that she doesn't want to meet with me because she thinks that she's going to look stupid. That's why she doesn't want to.
So let me ask, can I ask you, if you can you give me your side? Again, when I say that, I'm not saying it's not the truth. I'm just saying, can you give me your version of what happened with Joy, you, and Mambo Sauce? Because her version, if I remember correctly, there was something with another lead singer, and something went down with a lead singer. I don't remember all the details because that was 2 years ago when the first aired the episode. But can you tell us what your version of the story, or your perspective, I should say, of the story was?
So the song Miracles, initially it was a lady named Yendi on Miracles and Welcome to DC. Joy's not on either one of those. Mambo Sauce collectively, because Mambo Sauce always made decisions collectively. We let Yendi go. At that point in time, we had a manager. His name was Malachi. Once the band decided to let Yendi go, Malachi got frustrated with us and he walked away because Malachi was like the creator. He didn't like the fact that we were making our own decisions. So Malachi just left. He left the band. So I had a friend who said, "Hey, look, I got someone who I think will be good. She's from Baltimore." I was like, "Bet." He brought her in. Joy was dope. I was like, "Okay, we can do this." And so we brought Joy in. Mambo Sauce then recorded an album, then did all of these different things, and we were touring, like just having weekend tours. But then we were approached with the national tour. We were approached with the 30 city tour. And right before we went on tour, the drummer and the keyboard player, they quit. They quit the band. Okay. So we like a week and a half away to go on tour, and I'm like, oh, damn, what we gonna do? Joy got 2 musicians from Baltimore. She got a drummer and she got a keyboard player. They came on. This I told them. And the other members of the band told them, look, we're bringing you in for the tour. At the end, we will make a decision on whether, you stay with Mambo Sauce long term or not. Mind you, once the manager left, all of the responsibility was on me. The drummer who left right before the tour, she was helping me out with management. I never asked to be a manager at all. So I'm answering the phone calls. I'm doing all of this, but Mambo Sauce collectively is still making the decisions. I'm just the voice box for Mambo Sauce. And now the drummer's gone. So now I'm solo dolo doing all of the business. I don't want to do the business. I don't want to do the driving when we go on tour. I don't want to be the person that's keeping everybody together. And you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I want to drink too, but I can't drink because I got to make sure, So, right. So when we came back from tour, I told Joy, or I told the band, I said, because the drummer who was playing, she sent me an email and said, hey, I apologize for leaving. I want to come back, so forth and so on. We had a lot of momentum when we went on tour. It was a 30 city tour. All of the shows were sold out. We killed it. Like, it was set up for us to really like do something amazing. But when we came back, I was so frustrated with the business. The drummer wanted to come back in. I said, hey, look, I need the drummer back in for business purposes. I'm exhausted. I'm drowning. I need the drummer. We had a vote. It didn't sit well. So everyone was, like, some people was like, I don't know. Some people was like, we're going to go this way. Some people was like, it was going to go this way. So it was a dead end. We didn't. So I said, listen, if we don't get the drummer back, then I can no longer move forward. So I used my position in the band as leverage. I would admit that. I used it as leverage and said, hey, basically, if I don't get what I want, then I can't do this anymore. For my mental health, for all of that, I can't do it. So we brought the drummer back. But then the keyboard player who was with the drummer who came from Baltimore, he quit. So now we don't have a keyboard player. So now we're called for all of these different shows, but we don't have a whole band. So we can't take these opportunities. So during that time, the momentum of the band died down because we couldn't find anyone suitable enough to, help us to sound as great as we needed to sound to go back on tour. Joy was upset at that. She didn't like that. And like I said, we could have had a conversation about that. You know what I'm saying? But we never did. She was just upset about it. So the band we never quit. We just kind of like was on pause because we couldn't figure out how to make it work. But I also say this. Joy sent the email one day quitting the band. This long email stating, I can no longer do this when the situation happened. I was so upset, blah, blah, blah. I'm gone. I'm done. Okay. Thank you for your services. We understand. About a year later or so, we are trying to come together to do a reunion, to come back together and to also do an album. We have money to do a whole new album. We talk to Joy. We have a whole meeting with the band. Everybody agrees. Come on, let's do this album. And Joy would come to the studio and she would have attitude. She would just always have an attitude. So the band collectively told Joy, we no longer need your services. We no longer want you to be a part of this because you're bringing bad energy to the band.
So, really be like, oh, this is why she mad.
So
right, Joy, yeah, like she got fired.
So Joy was no longer in the band as far as that happened. But then we had shows. So we humbled ourselves. We'll have to call Joy because we don't have no singer. You know what I'm saying? So we'll call Joy. Joy would do shows with us here and there. She would, whenever we needed her, she'll do shows. So we was like, I bet. It was just a business relationship at the time, but we were still cordial, me and her, and her with the other members of the band. So, I mean, in a nutshell, that was the whole Joy situation in Mambo Sauce.
Okay, so without because again, it sounds like you said, you admit that you used your leverage. She brought some people in, didn't work out, voted them out. Then she was funky, got fired, but she continued to work with you guys on an as needed basis from time to time. And you didn't think there was no big issue. You didn't think it was a major problem. You saw her at a social function a couple of years ago, introduced her to Sherrell. Everything was cool. There was no issue until Love and Marriage DC was on the table. And that's what I'm hearing.
Yes.
So then let me ask you guys this. This might not be a fair question. Do you think it was more production deciding to ice you guys out? Or do you think it was because people would not film with you guys?
So I've been off social media, right? But people have been finding ways to send me like clips of interviews and stuff like that because I haven't watched any of this stuff, right? So
I can respect that.
I saw the interview that Ashley and Winter did with Carlos. And when they asked him, why don't we see the Duncans? He said that there was so much going on with the other cast that they focused on that. They didn't even give us a chance, right? They heard what we were doing. They saw what we were doing. My producer personally knew what I was struggling with, which I know a lot of people a lot of women in this world is struggling with right now. Weight, depression, not knowing who they are, stressed out, feeling like they overwhelmed, not knowing how to navigate, feeling like God has left them, praying and not getting your answer. All of these things I'm going through that I could have talked about and I could have worked through and I could have showed how I'm talking to my therapist, how I'm praying, how I'm not feeling like getting out of bed. All of these things still produces some level of drama, some level of intensity on a reality show. These are all things that were happening. Black trying to figure out his way and how we gonna do this and how we gonna get the business and how we gonna get the play back and how we gonna our director died. The director of our play died. So finding a new director and where we gonna find the funds for this. And now we got a new manager that's managing our businesses and all this other stuff. We got so much stuff going on in our marriage. Like not bad stuff in our marriage, but just trying to figure out what's going on, how to, with our kids, and we have a blended family and we got shit going on. So us not having anything going on is not correct. They chose to focus on the other stuff that is tiring for me.
It's tiring for everyone. It's tiring for all of us, for the viewers, for myself as somebody that reviews the show. Honestly, it is. I'm sick of all of it. And I hate the way it's playing out. And I think it is so unfair to everybody else, because honestly, everybody else has other stuff going on that we would love to see and hear and know that's going on. I felt like, and I said this in my review, to be perfectly transparent. When they had that scene with you and Ashley, maybe 2 episodes, and again, you may not even know when they put this scene in. You guys met at a coffee shop and you were talking about your struggling, but because we hadn't seen you, because there was no foundation laid to that, it was just thrown in there. And I, when I did my review, I was like, I don't even know where this is coming from. Like, we haven't seen Sherrell in 3 or 4 episodes, and now we see her meeting with Ashley at the coffee shop, and she's talking about struggling, and there was no foundation for that. And again, I think that's a story that all of us, I'm not even married with kids, but I understand the struggle. I understand sometimes, like you said, I understand the weight struggle. I understand balancing work and all that other stuff. Certainly understand, business, life going up and down financially. And I think that's so real, because one thing, when you said it, I appreciate is because we look at these reality shows and everybody wants to act like it's perfect. The Louis, the Versace, the Chanel, and we're good and life is great and we don't worry about these things and everything is perfect. And that may be some people's reality, but we would love to see that day to day. Yeah, we good. We're not about to be, sitting on the street, but hold up, this bill hit us sideways and we got to figure it out. Or we went on this business venture and it didn't quite work out the way we thought it was going to work out, and we got to regroup. And I think production missed so much with not telling the story.
This is also another thing, really, B. I heard Carlos say Black excellence when he referred to the cast, right? When he was talking about the cast and Black excellence. So my question was, so Black excellence is only money? Because we are Black excellence. We make impact on people's lives. All of the businesses, everything that we've done has been successful. That is Black excellence. We're raising kids that can articulate themselves, that know about emotional intelligence, that's doing great in school. Our 4-year-old can have a conversation with anybody on this live and blow them out the water with the things that she know about Jesus, about God, about her color, about anything, about working out. She knows about health. Today, I picked her up from school. She's like, Mama, I really don't feel like working out. She downloaded an app on my phone, a kids fitness app on my phone. So the Black excellence thing threw me off, because what I feel like production or whomever made the call felt like Black and I didn't live up to the financial piece of everybody else. So it's like, we don't know. They can bring some drama, but that's very, like, that's why I told Black, like, I don't want to do any interviews. I don't want to be a part of none of this stuff, because this is not who we are. I don't want to talk about this show. I don't want to give that show anything. I would never do it again. Not this show. So that's me saying that. I would never do it, never again. And I don't think that they will call us back, because I am not controllable. You can't control me. You can't use me as a Muppet. I'm not going to create a storyline. My storyline going to be what is going on right there in that moment, because right there in that moment, God has positioned me to do something and I have to do it. I'm not going to derail my plans because society and the world is saying do it this way because everybody will like you or because you'll be a main character in my story. I'm not trying to be a main character in anybody's story. No, neither is my husband. We already know who got us. You know what I'm saying? Through hell and high water, trials and triumphs, we know that God gonna always have us. He don't play about us. He never has. And so I just feel like the reason we weren't seeing production may have, and I even asked my producer, like, are we being iced out? I asked them 4 times. Are we being iced out? Because why haven't I never had a scene with Arena? Why haven't I had a scene, an individual scene with Arena? Every week you ask me about Arena. Every time me and Arena in the room, we arguing about, and I'm like, why the fuck a man and Arena arguing? I don't even, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know what the deal is.
Did y'all know each other before the show?
We knew of each other. We knew of each other, and we did an event together, but we didn't know each other. We knew of each other. DC is so small, so you know, Jamie has his business. So I knew Jamie. I have worked with Jamie a long time ago because I used to provide models and stuff like that for different events. And when celebrities would come into town, I would provide models for like the VIP. You know, back in the day before social media took over, the celebrities would come into town and want models for their VIP to make it look good and all that other stuff. And I would do stuff like that. And so I knew of Jamie in that way. But the whole thing with me and Arena was wild too. You know what I'm saying? Like even Ash was like, why y'all don't get along? It has been said that Arena didn't want us on the show. Can I confirm that? No. But that has been the speculation. It's not a fact that I have. It's just been something that has been said. So that is not a fact. I'm saying it is a speculation that she didn't want.
That's been out there. Right.
Yes.
That's been out there.
Yes.
I have my thoughts. I feel like going back to what you said earlier, if it was between that final slot was coming down to between the two of you guys or Joy and Clifton, and there were people who wanted Joy and Clifton, then I can see where maybe there was and we want this over that kind of situation. So can I ask you guys a question? You may not know the answer to this. Are there people on this production that worked with Ready to Love when they were in DC? Do you know if any of the people worked on that production?
I think my producer did.
The reason why I asked that, and again, this is me talking, but the reason why I asked that is because part of my confusion with what's happening with Love and Marriage DC is why it seems like Joy got to pick and choose who she would and wouldn't film with and when she wouldn't film, because again, it's a reality show, it's an ensemble cast, and when people refuse to film with people, it causes problems like this, right? And I'm just wondering if Joy and Clifton had already had a relationship with some people on production that may have allowed certain, because to me it seems like it's just some favoritism. I mean, you guys aren't the only ones that have said that Joy didn't film or wouldn't film. Ashley has said it. Winter has said it. And I know the cast is very divided right now, but it just, everybody can't be lying, in my opinion. And so it just feels that way, that there were certain allowances given, and maybe it's because there are certain relationships that were already there. That was my only reason for asking.
So at the beginning, when they were telling us that, you know, they were trying to decide who was going to be main cast, whether it would be us or the Petties, we heard that the decision was made by the network. This is what we heard. This is, like I said, like my wife said, it's not fact. I don't know, it's speculation. Allegedly. But we heard it from someone who, you know, it seems credible, seems like they can have this information. They said that the network made the decision, and the reason why the network made the decision was because, of course, Joy and Clifton was on another network show, which is Ready to Love. So that's why they chose them to be at the main cast. Now, as far as once again, this is speculation, but I've heard that there was a conversation about icing us out. You know, we heard that there was a conversation and Ashley didn't want to be a part of it, you know, and, you know, others decided to move forward with it.
I mean, but even if you watch the show, no one even mentions us when they talk. Like, no one mentions us. No one says, oh, the Duncans will be there.
No.
It doesn't happen at all.
I forgot about y'all.
See, yeah. I mean, I would too. Why the hell would I remember us? Why would I remember us? Because they refuse to let us.
I remember you. Right. The only part of y'all storyline that I remember outside of the Joy mess is you all helping setting Winter up in your podcast, which again is a great thing for us to know about you guys. But again, it sounds like you have a lot of things going on and you guys were limited to the podcast when you have so many other things that are happening. But again, that's, we got that storyline. And honestly, we had not seen you. You guys weren't we didn't see you at the Christmas party. And once that Christmas party happened, that was it. Once Ashley told everybody that Joy and Clifton were married, the show just went totally, it just seems like that's all it's been about after that. That is the only thing that they've been talking about.
That's it. We were at the Christmas party.
Yeah, we were at the Christmas
party. We were at the Christmas party. Me and Arena, every time.
Remember, she was scared of the.
I was scared of the Santa.
The big head Santa.
It was a lot going on, but every time that me and Arena was in the room, it never worked. It always. I mean, there were scenes that they didn't put in the show that you all will probably never see. Winter's video shoot. Me and Arena got into it there. We always got into it, and I just think. And even me and Ashley and I, when I first, going back to the first half, when I first got to the pink party, me and Ashley had a conversation about her and our friendship. Like me telling her, like, I don't feel like you being a good friend to me. You need to do better.
Remember that.
So me and her had that conversation, and then her and I had a conversation again. And there were so many different scenes that weren't placed in the show. And I think it was just to continue with this whack ass Joy and Ashley beef that is just so crazy, and them trying to be friends. Like in my mind, I'm thinking, why are we here? This is a favor that we didn't need. You know what I'm saying? Like this is one of the jobs that you put on your resume that you don't really talk about unless you have to. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I have to tell this because now this is credible for this, but I don't really want to talk about this job. You know what I'm saying? And that's me being real. I don't care what type of slack I receive after this. I don't care what anybody have to say. That's how I feel. I felt like we were overlooked. I felt like we were treated like chopped meat. I feel like me and my husband epitomize love and marriage. We don't play about love and marriage. I feel like the show was just about friends, beefing, insecurities, jealousies, lies, deceit, malice, all that whack shit. Malice.
Oh yeah,
malicious.
I was
just saying, really gonna do this to me while I'm doing this show?
I know, but if you're gonna do it, like I just want you used all of the good words into malice. Okay, but don't say.
I need y'all to get a reality show. That is what I need. I just need the Duncans. That is what I need in my life. I need the Duncans. I don't need nothing else. I don't need no other couples. I need to see this
show off so bad
every week,
okay? He show off so bad.
I did not.
But he, I honestly, I've always said that, I don't regret anything, and I'm trying my hardest to keep that up. But I feel like if we weren't on Love and Marriage DC, we probably would have toured our play. We would have just focused on our business. We had to continuously push back dates for events that we were planning because they would say they're going to shoot the events. The manager that we had at the time lived in Atlanta. They kept pushing that day back. So he would book a flight to come here, and they would say, oh, no, we're not going to do that scene. And so we created like ill business relationships. We was postponing events with people, and it just didn't look right on our part to people who know how we are. When we plan something, that shit is going to skyrocket. And so I just feel like if we never were on Love and Marriage DC, we could have focused on our stuff.
That is funny as shit. Joy has been acting with
memes. Yes, make a creative meme, y'all. Create a meme. I can't believe you do that to me. You know I'm sad.
But so somebody want to know when y'all birthdays are. I think they want to know y'all signs. Actually, what are y'all signs?
I'm a Scorpio. My birthday November 4th.
I should have known that. I don't know why. I should have been able to say that. You are a Scorpio. 120%. You are a Scorpio. My sister's a Scorpio, and the two of y'all, oh my, you act like my sister.
We cut up. We cut up. We cut up. We gonna cut up.
But y'all sing too. Oh, y'all sing.
And we gonna
y'all loyal as hell.
Yeah.
Y'all loyal as hell, but y'all sting.
Hey, yeah.
What's your sign, Black?
Oh, I thought you was just gonna skip over me. I was prepared for
you.
Important too. I'm an Aries. My birthday is April the 18th.
Oh, so you got a birthday coming up. Okay. All right. My dad is at the end of April. My dad's a Taurus, though.
Oh, okay.
That's cool. Yeah. He in April. He cool.
Yeah. That bull. Yes. That bull. That's that bull.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly.
Yes. So I am loving this. Like, I really want to like buy y'all a drink or something and just sit down and laugh because y'all have been cracking me up. I promise.
I don't drink anymore. I buy you a mocktail.
I buy you a mocktail, but this right here is hilarious to me. I promise you. I told you guys an hour, so I want to be respectful of your time. I want to give you guys the opportunity. I want you to share anything else you guys want to share as it relates to the show, any misconceptions, any storylines you want to clear up, anything that was or wasn't said, and then we're going to give you guys the opportunity to plug because people have been asking questions in the chat about the walk-in and everything else. So we're going to give you an opportunity to put all of that out there. We got a lot of local DC people in the chat that want to know where they can find you guys and how they can support you guys. So anything that you want to put on the table as it relates to Love and Marriage DC that you just want to put out there.
So I don't got shit to say about the show. I said everything that I had to say about the show. Whatever you see on the show, that's just, I said all I had to say about it. I said how I felt like we were treated like top meat. I really didn't even want to talk about the show no more. You know what I'm saying? But God put it on my husband's heart and said that we have to do this with Really Be. And I'm like, okay. That's what he said. He said, we have to do it. He said, I feel like she's unbiased. Is that right? Is it non-biased or unbiased? What is it? Because you're going to embarrass me. So what is it?
Just say it's close. The other one wasn't even close.
She not biased. I'm going to just say that because, sometimes I'm tired. Let me tell you something, Really Be. We normally be in bed by this time, girl. We go to bed 9.
Okay.
So my clock is ticking. But no, I don't really have anything to say about the show. I really don't care about recapping it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I can't influence anybody's opinion about if they team Tyler, team Silver, team Winter, team. I know I'm team Duncan. At the end of the day, at the beginning of the day, in the middle of the day, I'm always team Duncan. They can do whatever it is that they're going to do. I am team Duncan. So I'm not trying to clear nothing up. I just want to make it known who we are and what we do. And so I've been off social media, but I'm coming back on Monday. So if you want to follow me, you can follow me on social media at Mrs. Sherrell Duncan, because I have some beautiful news that I'm so excited to share. Okay. And I really would love to build community with your community and build connection with your women, because I've seen a lot of them talking about what they've been going through. And my purpose, my God-given purpose, is to help women to begin their healing process, to be transparent and vulnerable about what they're going on so they can start their healing process. And so I really would love for them to follow me on Instagram and see what I got going on, because I'm so grateful. I'm so proud of myself of what I've been doing. I've been off social media since December. I've stopped drinking. I was addicted to alcohol, and alcohol has had a chokehold on my life and has blocked many of my blessings. And so I've made a decision to not be insane anymore and do the same things over and over and stop drinking so that I can really be clear and have a clear mind on what it is that God has for me to do. I'm going to still curse like a sailor because I haven't prayed and asked God to take that away from me, because I love colorful language. So I just want to make that known that I'm not a holier than thou saint, but I know Jesus, and Jesus is always on my main line. But also that, I got something for y'all. Yes. And I'm really excited that we did this. But Walk and Talk with Sherrell. Walk and Talk with Sherrell is every Saturday. It's every Saturday. We do it in Indian Head. What is it, baby? Indian Head Trail. We do it at 7 a.m. But go ahead and tell me you can't get up early.
Baby, what time? What time?
You won't wake up that early. You're not gonna make it because I already know you about to. I know you about to pump me with all excuses. I'm already ready for them. Go ahead, tell me. Tell me how it's too
7
early.
a.m.
7 a.m.
in the morning.
Look, Really B, you got me on this YouTube live in my house dress. You can come to Indian Head at 7 a.m. and walk with me.
Oh, Jesus, 7 a.m.
Yes,
why so early? Why on a Saturday?
Let me
tell you why. Because at 7 a.m., the air has not been polluted with toxicity. It is fresh. You have a clean slate. You walk, you get the crisp air, you get community, you get building, you get bonding, you get everything you need. You're going to meet somebody that's going through what you're going through. You're going to meet somebody that you need to hear from.
I'm going to meet them at 7?
I promise you. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you how impactful it is. Let me tell you how impactful it is. It's so impactful that I had Fox 5 come out and walk with me at 7 a.m. Fox 5 came out and walked with me, and they were so blown away. Really, B, guess what? I have at least 80 women that come out and walk with me on some Saturdays. 80. It fluctuates to like 15 to 30. 80 women that come out and walk with me at 7 a.m. And guess what? I had some people come all the way from Jersey, Baltimore, that early. Yes, don't they, baby? They travel because it feels good. And women love connection.
How far y'all walk?
Oh, see,
I'm not telling you that.
She's looking for all of the outs.
I'm not doing. I'm not telling her.
For all of the outs.
I'm not doing this for her.
I'm not. I promise you, I'm not. Listen. This what I would promise, and I'm saying this in front of my people. I promise you, I will be there one Saturday. I ain't gonna say what Saturday because I don't want to lock myself in, but I will be there on a Saturday. I'll promise. I don't live that far from Indian Head. I promise.
I'm gonna promise you this. As soon as I get back on Instagram Monday morning, I'm gonna follow your ass and I'm gonna be on your ass. I'm gonna be on your ass, honey. I'm gonna be on your ass, Really B.
Yeah, Really B. You job messed up. You job messed up.
Over 7 a.m. Who in the morning? But I am on. But real talk, and my people know this. I'm on a fitness journey myself, so I can promise that I will be there on a Saturday. I can't promise which Saturday that's gonna be. That's real talk. But I will promise that I will be there on a Saturday. That I can promise. Indian Head's not that far. Matter of fact, I really think my cousin walks that trail. She lives in Fort Washington, and she walks in the morning. And I think she walks that. Well, that's one of the places that she walks. Honestly, I believe she does. It's just a Saturday morning. Okay.
A Saturday morning.
But hold on. I knew she was about to say something. She said,
swallow. Yeah.
Hold on. It's a Saturday. You know, when people look up in the sky, they looking for confirmation from Jesus. Like, Jesus, are you talking to me? Do I have to be there?
Yes, somebody put in what spot? The spot off of Indian Head.
So this is
Billingsley. It's the Billingsley. You take Billingsley Road and you'll see it.
Yeah.
But make sure you follow her on Instagram because you know sometimes she's gonna get consistent with it when it gets hot out.
Yeah.
But sometimes she does it, and then sometimes she it doesn't happen.
It's just stuff that happens. So it's not every. It was every Saturday in the summer of last year. But then we when fall came, it started raining, and then it got thrown off, and then my daughter had chicken, so it kind of got thrown off with those things.
Yeah, and I don't want y'all showing up at 7 o'clock and she not there.
When I get back on social media, I will post when I'm doing it.
And the weather's breaking. Yeah, the weather's this my time of year now. Honestly, I'm a summer baby, so I'm out. Once the weather break, I hibernate in the winter. I don't do cold, but hot, I love it. But is it hot at 7? No, it's not hot yet. It's not hot
yet. You are hilarious.
But I want to make sure. So anything now, Black, my boy brother Dev, he's a musician, and he put something in the chat earlier. Are you still looking for musicians in the area? Are you still doing music in the area? Because I think he was asking because he know people and down here. He's a musician, but he lives out of state. But I know he know people that know people kind of thing.
No problem. Yeah, Mambo Sauce still playing. We play DC United at the stadium on Saturday for the Messi game. Messi's gonna be there. We'll be playing at the Audi stadium. And we going to on the 21st. We leave to go to Idaho. We play 3 shows in Idaho.
What do people in Idaho know about Mambo Sauce?
Man, we've toured. We like when I say we toured.
Okay, Idaho. Okay.
Yeah, the Mambo Sauce, and we're also we're gonna release another project coming soon. I'm also in a group that is doing a men's conference that's going to happen in, I think it's July. And then also I'm in the roofing business.
Yeah,
I just say that I help people get roofs through their insurance where they pay like just their deductible in order to get their roof done. I love what I do because I get to help people, get something that's tens of thousands of dollars for little to no money. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah, so you can definitely hit me up, Mr. Alfred Duncan. That's on Instagram as well. But we ready. We about to get back to the play and get back to, we had a podcast, Friends Who Smash podcast. We still have that podcast. We just haven't done
it. Y'all still setting people up. I'm asking for a friend.
We don't know because the last one ain't go all that well.
But that was no fault of ours. We have officiated weddings.
Listen, you can lead the horse to water. You can't do nothing once they get there. That's all. That's
it. Let me tell you something, really, B. I'm not taking that L. That ain't my L to take. I don't know.
No, that ain't yours. Absolutely
not. Not my L to take.
No, ma'am. So you're still doing your podcast, Friends That Smash. Is that on Apple? Where can people find it so they can? Y'all are hilarious.
Well, thank you. This is
it's on all streaming platforms. It's on YouTube. But I really, really, really want y'all to follow me so that y'all can know what I'm doing.
She got some. You're not doing it.
Well, I'm not. Well, we're still doing it together.
Why would you say on your own though?
Well, just what I mean. I'm talking about.
I don't. They don't know what you mean. So when you say it, you gotta say it so they know.
Okay.
What you mean.
Just don't worry about it then, because we still doing it. We doing it together.
Say on your.
We doing it.
You're never on your own.
I know, but
understand that.
Baby, just please. This is all I was saying was, what I'm trying to say without saying exactly what I was trying to say.
Get it together.
This is this lady's YouTube.
I know.
He just and this the thing. Our kids, we let our kids go of our cousin's house. And I gave them some ass before we went to go get them. But I don't know if I'm gonna be able to give them no ass.
You still gonna do it.
I'm still gonna do it because I got this house dressed with a big slit.
You still gonna do it.
Yeah. And you know what? Sober sex has been the best sex I've ever had.
Oh my God. I cannot. Y'all.
Sober sex has been so good. I'm telling you, I don't know if I experienced. We've always had really good sex, but now it's on a whole nother level. I'm telling you, all you gotta do is just have a cup of tea and then get into it. Oh my God! And then the on your breath, it's like the menthol from the cough drop. When you, oh my God, you get in it. We gotta go. we gotta go because we gotta get them kids. But we got some things we need to do before we get
y'all please follow Sherrell. Listen, y'all get over there to her Instagram. I need to go listen to Friends That Smash because I feel like that's gonna be a whole playlist I'm about to download. My brother just said that he want me to pass his information to you, Black. He's a musician, so y'all can, I guess, talk music. It was one more thing I wanted to. Oh, before we go, because I definitely don't want to be caught blocking. Just know that I love you guys and I appreciate this. And my platform is here for you. If you ever want to promote something, you want to come on and talk, we listen. We do everything over here. We don't just talk mess and reality shows. So if you ever want to come over and we just want to have a conversation with the people and all that good stuff, my platform is here for you guys. And yes, please follow me, hold me accountable. They're gonna hold me accountable. They're gonna say Saturday morning, they're gonna be hitting me up. Are you up? Are you on your way? And like I said, it'll be a Saturday. I don't know if it's gonna be this Saturday, but it'll be a Saturday that you will see me. You'll see me. I'll be out there.
Let me say this to you too. I've seen your review, of course, and that's how we got to this space. I think you do an amazing job of giving your opinion, and it's authentic. and it, like she said, unbiased or non-biased, whichever way you want to see it, but you definitely give a neutral opinion, and that is like, you know, that's why I decided, you know, to meet your request, because, you know, that's what we want. We just want fairness. I'm not asking you to be
that.
none of that. Yeah,
I appreciate that.
You don't.
Yeah, this was good. This was
well, thank you guys so much. And again, like I said, I look forward to laughing more. And again, my moderators have been dropping your Instagram, so you guys please make sure that y'all are subscribing. I want to shout out my girl, Sabrina. It's so good to see you, Sabrina. And I saw SJ Dub is in the chat. So Scotty by Nature. Of course, Chef Don. These are all people that watch the show or some way connected to.
I'll be saying something.
Yep. So I want to thank you guys for coming by. Thank you for the super chats that I received. Any cash apps that you may have sent, I appreciate the love and the support. But please, the free way you can support the channel is by hitting the thumbs up button. And if you are new here, subscribe to the channel. I do appreciate it. Like I said, you guys I wanted to talk to. And I'm glad that you got an opportunity to tell your story and show the people a different side of the Duncans, because this is what we didn't see, and you guys are just freaking hilarious. And I'm gonna stop now, because again, I'm not trying to stop. I ain't trying to stop it from going.
I got stuff to do. I gotta put.
Bye.
Bye, y'all. Peace, y'all. How do we get out of here?
Hold on.
Just exit out. Just hit the X out button.
Hurry up.